So, how does everybody feel? This was confusing. It was exciting. A lot happened. We need to talk about this. Everything from what happened with this 500 points down pre-market, then this run up, and as I put in the title of this video, did SOHN save the stock market? So I want to talk about that, and people are even, and I'm going to show you, well, actually, I'll get to that. I don't want to give away the surprise. It goes deeper than that. So we're going to talk about what happened today, and we are going to have the watch list tonight at 7, and now if you did watch the watch list, we said it. We said, hey, this is last edited yesterday, 5:34. Go watch the watch list. We discussed this. We said there will be some period of bounce in the morning or a change of opinion. Again, I said even tomorrow will be one reaction and it will continue from there. And that's even what I want to talk about. You know, you even go on CNBC and people are even saying, here's why the stock market made a big comeback and didn't crash after the trade threat. They're saying it's because China, and I guess to give you guys the full background, if you missed it, we've been talking about this. This is still relatively new news. You know, it's only been about, I think, 24 hours. So Trump sent out a tweet saying that he is not going to be, or that he's going to be raising tariffs by 15% on the goods that were 200 billion goods that were already had 10% tariffs on them, and that led to China responding back briefly to rumors that they're not going to deal with threats and this and that, but there was confirmation that they're not canceling the meeting, and that's what CNBC is saying. And people are saying that this is just like a negotiation thing with Trump, and that this is just all sorts of stuff related to, okay, this is now the meeting, and this is bringing up the stock market. You know, I just disagree with that. Why? Because we posted it yesterday night that was going to happen, that this is definitely in the cards because this is the first reaction. So that's what I want to talk about with the overall scope of recapping today and now even what to look forward for, because this is the digestion of the news. And this is saying, you know, I guess the question is the stock market going to crash from here? Or are we going to see some sort of correction or drop or really just a negative effect from the trade war? And it's very interesting what's going on because Trump put a deadline for Friday. So for all you traders, this is why I'm saying take advantage of the time for all the option traders. This week has the potential to be volatile if there's going to be back and forth statements and advancements that are going to dictate stuff literally getting solved by Friday. Otherwise, we are going to see that negative reaction. But the goal here is to pay attention to just how the markets are trading until then. But as more of an update from what's going on here, I'm going to talk about, we're going to go over the currencies. There's also SOHN as well, but what I'm even saying as well as the calendar goes, you guys can check this out from Trading Economics, but I think Trump has something up his sleeve. You know, honestly, a lot of people you guys are speculating from Trump's doing it for this reason. I could go on 20 different reasons why he's doing this. And again, we'll just be just as bad as a tinfoil conspiracy theory. It's hard to say, but I'm just saying, look at the interesting timeline here of the balance of trade for China, as well as, I believe, Australia's balance of trade is going to be tonight, but the balance of trade for China, and I think it was their foreign currency reserves, we're also going to get, and then we're going to get the U.S. balance of trade. So this is all interesting with those numbers about to come out that Trump is engaging in this. But like I also said, I'm relating this to what's going on with Iran, and there's a lot of geopolitical stuff. So we're following along, and even today we saw it, and this affected it. We put this out on the stream alerts. We were watching this on stream. The Turkey index dropped, and even the Turkish lira was all over the place and weakened today because they said they're going to void some of their elections. So I guess, as you could see, even bad democracy and dictatorships could affect stocks or a country's stock in their currency. So that, I guess, I just called Turkey a NATO ally a dictatorship. So I'll leave that there. But you fill in the blanks from there. But putting this all into perspective, there's everything in the market was crazy today. You know, a lot of people were wondering, it was still kind of slow, but why did it bounce? And again, I believe this was just natural and expected. This is just the first reaction. You know, I guess this is like a fight going on, and people, you know, it's like the first, like, I'm going to kill you type threat. You know, they said they're going to do something, but I don't think the other side be like, oh, he's just saying that because this reason. That's not what really is going to matter. It's the, you know, the threat, the first big action here is related to Trump has made a real fundamental shift in the trade. That's what's dropped this. But now, why did it go up? I gave it as many example. I said, look at even Boeing, and we've seen this with many other companies. It's just like Boeing on a bigger scale. You're going to see the same sort of few day drop, kind of leading into some stuff. But when a bad event happens, it drops. But Boeing had that big candle because it was down, but it closed up green. That's literally what we had here. So it's the digestion. If a deal goes through, it will be good. But with the trade numbers and everything else we have here, I don't know, maybe Trump is going to maybe he's helping China and the markets not react to bad China numbers, or who knows what could be happening. There's many theories even with it, but this is going to be the focus. So make sure you guys are on the watch list tonight to check that out. Oh yeah, drop a thumbs up on the video too. Don't forget that. I have options expiring soon. Okay. But what else did we have that was important? Again, we have some of those events, and you guys saw even Shanghai Composite that closed down 5.5, and how related to the calendar. So even if the stocks, that's the next thing too. I'll give you guys a way to look for some plays here, and even just to notice the interactions, because this is what I'll even be looking for. Because here's the thing I've been saying. It's about looking ahead. You don't know where. It's about are things going to be 2, 3, 4 weeks from now as things develop. And we also have stuff like Brexit in the future. And now that earnings is over, we could see how stuff is going to develop. But then again, coming in even to the next months after that, you guys are the year is picking up now. It felt slow at first, or it felt like we only a few months in. But now we're almost hitting the midpoint of that, finishing second quarter, believe it or not. But the Asian stocks were down. We'll get to the currencies, and again, like I said, the euro currency is even weaker and weaker. The dollar made moves. Watch rates, and again, that's one thing, but I do want to talk about this because this is where the market was last time, the SOHN conference. So here it is. We had, and why I think this was interesting, because we put this on the stream alerts. We saw a lot of stocks move, and one of those stocks was UNH, and the healthcare stocks, I believe it was UNH moved, IBM, and CTSH. And now there's many interesting things about all of these, and it makes sense that IBM, I believe, IBM, was it IBM? No, excuse me, 3M, there it was, and it dropped and went up, but most of these are all the same. Even Anthem went up and all those stocks, but it was biotechs, and that's what SOHN is. SOHN is a medical conference. It's the SOHN Foundation. It's a fundraiser for pediatric stuff, but that's why you're seeing these stocks move. But a lot of investors come and they make their picks. And now the interesting part I noticed, and this is where I'll show you some stuff on the chart. I was Googling and I was looking to see, again, we couldn't find any live feeds, but you're hearing it's this event in San Francisco. And where is it? It's these are some of the top stock picks from SOHN conference. And I saw that look up, and I was looking for that article, and I put in SOHN, and then I go down here. Those are 5 hours ago. Where was it? Then I see the same exact headline. Here are the stock picks from the rising hedge fund stars at SOHN. I'm like, wait, but then it's October 30th, 2018. So I thought that was interesting, because I was like, wait, October 30th? I was like, this is supposed to be an annual conference. So that's why I was figuring it'd be at the same time every day. Where's August 30th? Right there. See, and we had a bounce to that, and that was there. You kind of had a bottom and a bounce there. That's what I said. Did SOHN kind of save it? Because you had a lot of people saying the recommendations and other stuff. I'm just throwing that out there, but this could boost healthcare stocks, and be watching that this week. I want to see what happens with it, but it makes sense why we're seeing these move. But I did think it was interesting, the timing, because they had it here in April now instead of October. But the question is that going to have an effect here? Because we saw a lot of stocks move. Even, again, I'm only showing you a few. There was Cognizant, AstraZeneca, stocks that really shouldn't move, and there was some big plays. There was even some buyout activity today on a lot of stuff. So there's that. But even related to it, I think this is just the natural digestion of the market. We talked about this in the watch list. You have earnings still. We still are going to be having 175 earnings tomorrow, 100 before open, more than 100 after, and that's going to be keeping up this week. There's still a lot of companies reporting, so that's kind of having an effect, mixed in just with a lot of even the past stuff we've been going through with there, everything from Warren Buffett to, again, these meetings and people, there's still kind of euphoria. But overall, the market only closed down 68 points today on the Dow, 0.25%, and it was down 2% at one point. NASDAQ 0.5%, S&P almost close to 0.5%, and the VIX was still down 20%. That makes sense, down 0.5% on the S&P is still, not a number to balk at. But we saw, and how we have to see this play out. We want to see what happens with the trade war. We want to see what happens. Again, those countries, if any that's the thing, the trade war will be the main issue. Anything else geopolitically, even Brexit, don't forget about that. All that stuff could add tensions and could exacerbate an issue. But the main thing is going to be the trade war and where it goes from there and kind of how that pushes the market. So the best part is we have to the end of the week to see how all that stuff plays out. So it's going to move it. Be careful with the options. So make sure you guys are watching here. We're going to be talking about this. Get on stream live 30 minutes before open. And that's pretty much it for you guys. We're going to post the watch list tonight. There is going to be a lot of plays we need to cover. Even we can't forget about earnings. There's a bunch more. So there's that. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Drop a like on the video. I will see you tonight.